There she is.
Hello, beautiful.
What's up, buddy?
How art thou?
We're pretty good, man. We're doing good. We have a podcast that's in the queue. We have a podcast we just posted today. Podcast in the queue. We got a podcast that we're filming today for the folks. And one thing that I realized, and I don't know why. Okay, so I'm going to show everybody.
Show it. What are you doing?
Do my eyes look bloodshot?
No, you look white.
Okay. For some reason, every podcast, I don't know, because if when I get close to the camera, do my eyes look squinty? No, right?
No.
But when I back up like this,
Your eyes look squinty. You look high as
fuck. From right here, right?
You look high as fuck.
But hold on.
Are you purposely trying to open your eyes?
No, this is exactly how I am back there too. Look.
Oh yeah, you look high.
Right. So because people make comments and I don't know if it's like the angle. Like I can't figure out why I look. It looks like I smoked 3 joints. I can't.
You do, because you're just like.
Yeah, my eyes go like from like this, and then it's like they go
squinty.
But look, like this is me talking normal to you, just like this, and I just come back like this. And I think because the light hits me, my eyes just kind of like, because the angle of this, my eyes just shrink a little. So I might have to put like a ring light in or something, because I was watching bits of our last podcast for the reel we posted with Brett, and I was like, I don't sound high, but my eyes look like they're fucking cemented.
No, you don't ever sound high.
That's what I don't understand. But excuse me, every episode I sound high. What are you eating? Potatoes?
So this is meal 4. We had a steak and potatoes, a little bit of onion, and then a little pineapple on the side.
So do you do pineapple with every meal for digestion?
No, right now, obviously since we started prep, I used to have fruit in like four or 5 of my meals. Yeah. Now I just have it in 2, but I do different fruits. Like when I was in the off season, I would do blueberries, bananas, pineapple. But now that, it's strictly follow, like my post has fruit, but right now we just kind of just 100 grams of any fruit. So I just do banana.
Okay.
So I like to mix that with the cream of rice.
Yep.
But then with this meal, he purposely has 100 grams of pineapple. So, well,
probably because the digestion of the potatoes and the steak is a little more harsh on your stomach, or just
it helps. But you know what I've noticed? Granted, I'm not eating like 500 grams like some people do, but
no, I'm going to cut you off. Are you deep in?
With me?
No. Well, me neither. But if I eat sweet potatoes, my stomach, I'll get bloated. White potatoes, I'm completely fine with. But yams, like even if I eat regular French fries versus sweet potato fries, my stomach is completely different.
Yeah. Okay.
Completely different. So when you said you're strictly follow, are you knee deep into prep now? Like, are you like full gung ho?
Yeah. What I mean by strictly follow is like when he had me in the off season, like for fruit, for example, the meals would literally just say 100 grams of any fruit.
Yeah.
Now it's more specific, like 100 grams of,
your head's cut off. Fix your camera. There you go. I never have that problem because I'm fucking short as hell.
I know.
So I did a lot of fruit. I worked with Neil Hill once and I loved it. It's probably the biggest I've ever been, but it was also the fruit it made me look like I was on insulin because of the amount of sugar. I was having fruit with almost every meal, and it would like me too, but it actually blew me up. It looked like I was like pumping insulin.
Yeah, You know what it is, but also I think with the new training I'm doing, I literally feel full every day.
I want to try that. We've talked about it, and when I get back, I have an appearance this weekend.
Let me tell you something. And I was actually just expressing something to Maria about it. I said, this is the biggest, like I felt. Definitely nowhere near my strongest. But like, for example, today, for my second chest exercise was flat dumbbell press.
Okay.
I did 80 pounds. 80-pound dumbbells, 2 sets for 10.
Wow.
And because the way you go, you're not stopping here. you're controlling it really slow and you're going as far as you can. Like you're really stretching the chest out, slight pause, and then contract and squeeze up. And doing that, I've noticed first of all, I have no joint pain, which is awesome. But my chest has improved drastically.
Really?
Like whenever I take progress pictures now, like my chest just looks like 10 times better.
Well, you look leaner altogether and big.
And I think it's the way the training is. Yes, obviously diet, right? But I think because the way I'm really just what I've been focusing on really just mainly for me is just hitting the target muscle only.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, people were going to hear this and be like 80-pound dumbbells, you weak bastard. It's like, yeah, but let's put it in perspective. When I used to be strong as a fucking ox, doing 200-pound dumbbells, doing this, doing that, my chest was shit.
The weight is relative to our sport because like it looks cool in videos, but it's not like, you know, like, listen, I'm a huge advocate of going heavy. I think going heavy for reps with good form is one of the best things you can do. However, I also think that there should be alternatives in your training, meaning like right now I'm following the Devour John Meadows program, and I'll follow that for 16 weeks. And then after 16 weeks, I'll either do my own thing for a while, or I'll incorporate the app that I want to try something new because
I think you might like it. Because what it is, it's, you know, I do push-pull legs now. It's like that's, you know, and I think, you know, you like to train hard, you like to train heavy, but I also think this is a way to do it in a safer manner.
Yeah.
Yep. While you can still progress though. Yeah. So it's kind of like, even though you're not going to be able to maybe train as heavy as you want, but it'll trick the mind in the sense where you'll be able to track and then progress, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You know what? And I think it'll, if I have to go lighter, but it's more, but the techniques are different and it's more of a strain on the muscle and it's taxing. I think that's what I'm missing, right? Is like something that actually like is challenging. Not that I don't do challenging stuff in the gym, but like I was talking to my training partner literally tonight about it because there was a guy in the gym talking to us about like, he's like, man, you still train like this? And I'm like, yeah, I said, I've trained a lot of different ways. I said, I've done like the high reps for legs. I said, I've done the leg press for 6 plates on each side for 60 and 5 for 50 and 4 for 40, 3 for 30, 2 for 20. I was like, I've done the lower reps. I'm like, I've always found that like heavyweight with like moderate reps, 10 to 12, 10 to 15. I was like, that's where my wheelhouse is. Right. But if I could find a way to challenge myself with lighter weights, which I think I have been doing more of, because I know at my age, like I can't fucking like
you can't fuck around.
No, I told my training partner today, like we were doing leg press and I stopped and I'm like, listen, I said, if you need to fucking throw more weight on, I go, we're at a point now where you're stronger than me. I go, and I've made peace with that. I'm good. I'm like, now my job is to push you. I said, I'm going to push myself. But like our last thing we did was we did a triple drop set of squats. We did Smith machine. We did 10 reps. 10 reps, 10 reps. I went 315 for 10, 225 for 10, 135 for 10. He went 405 for 10, 315, 220. I was like, dude, I ain't going to 405 for like, this is the last thing.
But also for you, it's like, I feel like now, you know, you're retired, you're a little bit older. Like training is like your safe haven to a degree. Yes. And the last thing you want to do is get hurt again.
And the problem is you're right. But I don't want to get hurt again, but I hate going to the gym and feeling like I'm training like a bitch. Because I've never done it. So it's hard because it's like the only part of bodybuilding I have left is the gym. And if I take the intensity out of it, then it's like I'm going to dude, it's very easy for me I can go to the gym and putz around and fucking fuck off. And because I have a switch, so I can either dick around or train hard. Like it's hard for me. And I know people like, well, fucking figure it out. Like it's hard to train.
Figure it out.
It's hard to train in that middle ground. I don't know where it is.
I'll tell you what though. I think you might like this because I'm like you, where I'm training heavy was my thing. Like that's what I did. And since I've been doing this, I honestly felt like, yeah, maybe I'm not using the weight that I used to, but in terms of how I look, I'm progressing drastically.
This year I've had more people because obviously people know we do the podcast together and we're very good friends. I've had more people comment about your look this year off season than ever before?
Listen, guy, I'm 292 pounds, bro.
That's huge. And you're still, and you still have cross striations in your lower pecs in your pictures, which is insanity at 290.
And I'm telling you, I feel like it's, like I said, it's obviously the diet and the fact that I don't have to eat so much to get size on anymore. But the training, I think, has been the biggest game changer, because you can't go as heavy, which is fine, but you take the muscle through full fucking range, which in my opinion is, with the way I train it in like the slow negative, doing that in a full range of, like, I'm full fucking range, guy. That is more taxing than anything. And even though, like, I'm not even taking the sets to like the ultimate failure, but I'm progressing in my physique, I think, more than I ever have, in my opinion.
Now, are the foods similar too? Like has that variable changed at all?
What, from off season to now?
Like, off season last year to off season this year. Like, we're talking about training being different. What about the food? Is the food relatively similar to what it has been in the past? Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't think the food, if I can remember, because last year was a bad off season, that.
Yeah.
So I don't think I was eating as much this off season compared to last off season, but this is where I'll say genetic plays a huge role. I think when you are able to just train like the way like you adapt, like the way I'm adapting to this, I don't need like a shit ton of fucking food to grow. Like, genetically, it's just boom, 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 boom. Because I lost 10 pounds when I went to Canada for the Canadian tour.
Yeah.
So I was like 284-ish. And now I'm back up to 293. And I texted Matt yesterday. I said, bro, I said, I don't know. I said, my weight it's not, we're not doing anything different. I don't know what's going on. He's like, you're not getting fat. Don't worry about it.
I mean, you're not, dude. I mean, the pictures prove it, right?
So I'm like, okay, So to me, it's, and Marie gets on me about this sometimes, because,
well, how do you feel as far
I'm
as
very like OCD with the scale, right? I'm very OCD with the scale. So like when I get on it, now that I'm in prep, I think down, right? So now when I get on it and I see it's creeping up, I'm like, oh my God, fuck. Like, and it kind of like ruins the mood a little bit for me.
Yep.
And it like affects my mood a little bit. It'll affect hers a little bit. So it kind of goes, and I'm like, and I'm trying not to let it, right? Because like I go in there, I go train, I feel good. I look at how I look after training, and I'm like, I look fucking good,
Yeah, scale nobody cares about, dude. Scale.
I just have a feeling I'm going to be fucking huge this year.
It's funny because they wanted you bigger, right? Because you came in more streamlined. Then they're like,
you want bigger? I'll give you bigger, motherfucker.
So now that you're saying that, so you said it yourself, right? You had a subpar off season last year, and clearly this year your off season is the farthest from subpar. So, in all realistic, and I'm saying realistic because the reason why I use the word realistic with you is simply because I've heard you before, on Bro Chat clearly say that Derek is somebody that you'll have a problem with.
I mean, he beat me, right? So I kind of called that.
Okay, but hold on. But my point is this: he beat you, and he beat you based on what you just said, per a subpar off season. Now this year, going into the Olympia, with a off season that you've had and that you were having now transitioned into prep, what is your obviously I know your confidence level. All your fans that follow you know even your people that hate you know your confidence level. What is your honest look and opinion going in this year, since you're just starting prep? Like what do you see possibly being outcomes here?
Okay, so talking about having a half-ass offseason last year versus how things have went this year, I personally feel, with the 20 weeks that I'm going to have now, no travel, strictly just fucking focus, right? Knock on wood, no hiccups. I honestly feel this is my year. I honestly do. I feel like everything is kind of in the line. And as long as, Matt's happy, I'm happy, right? Because he's the one that's got to look at me. So if he has no issues, and everything just keeps flowing the way it's going, I personally feel this will be the year.
Now I have another, it's kind of on topic, but I'm going to switch it around. Let's say you don't win.
Okay.
Who?
What do I place?
No, it doesn't matter. Well, this is let's say you place it. It's not that this is where you place. Let's just say if it came down to Hottie and Derek this year, and you're a betting man, who do you bet on?
Derek.
Yeah.
And listen, and I'll probably get a lot of shit from the Hottie fans because I still get roasted.
Listen, people, yeah, like Hottie is a Mr. Olympia. He's one of the best bodybuilders to ever live. He solidified his name in the fucking history books. He's a
Mr. Olympia. That's it.
And he came from 212 and he slayed motherfuckers and he slayed the open guys and he chopped at the bit and he won.
He was champ. He was slaying people when he was 212.
I know, dude. So, for anybody to say, he might not win it a second time, there's reasons that I could say he might not win it a second time too.
And he has some of the best conditioning, hands down. Probably the best, in my opinion. Not last year, but a couple years prior, peeled to the bone. But I think me and Derek are young. We're fresh. I think, I don't want to disrespect Hottie and say he's getting older. Time clock's a ticking here. But I think the only reason why Derek lost to Hottie was from the front. And if Derek, about that grainy, muscle maturity, if Derek's backside matched the front,
I agree.
Derek's going to win. It's inevitable. Derek would have won. Now, I'm out in Tampa. I'm out in Florida. I don't know what he does over there. I don't know how serious, he's rolling here. But I just have a gut feeling it'll be me and him in the final two.
I think you're right. And I'm going to say this. When Derek was a 212 guy, and I'm not, this isn't me like putting myself on a pedestal. This is just me like saying that how, and I know Derek remembers this, and this happened 2 different Olympias back to back. I called him on the phone after his first Olympia and I said, dude, what did you do? And he goes, I thought this was my best. I go, Derek, if you think that was your best, you're crazy. I'm like, dude, you flattened out so bad. I go, you got to figure out the end. I'm like, because you're leading up to the show. I said, your progress pics are so fucking impressive and so gnarly. I go, granted, I don't know your weight. I said, but then you stepped on stage. I'm like, you almost looked stringy.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. Right. And then it happened again. And then he won. And I told him even after he won, I said, bro, I just don't think that's your best. I go, I think the problem is that you're just fucking too goddamn big, and you're just.
He is even when he won, he still had like a little strict look.
Yeah, exactly. And I go, I just think you're just not pushing your genetic potential. I said, I think
he's meant to be huge, man.
I said, I think you're meant to be a freak,
Yeah,
I gave him a lot. I was very hard on him because of just
the potential. The potential.
It was more. I almost believed in him, I think, more than he mentally believed in himself. And which is why I was like, I see a young guy like that who comes into but you know what I think it might be? I think this just needs to be higher. Because as soon as I go like, look at my eyes. Wait, look.
You still look high, bro.
What about now?
Maybe the camera should be closer.
Yeah, but did you... like, where do you want it to go?
Go bring it a little, go down a little bit. Bring it a little closer to you.
Bro, if you saw how close this was to the fucking camera right now.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I got to figure this out because I'm looking at myself. I don't give a shit. I'm not high. Smoke weed every day. But what the fuck? What were you just fucking trailing off?
Derek, you had more potential.
Yeah, I think I had more faith in Derek in the beginning than Derek had in himself. And when he when I saw what he looked like when he guest posed at Pittsburgh, I was like, about motherfucking
yeah.
And then, and honestly, I'm gonna give him even more shit. He showed up to Olympia this year, and I still don't think that's his best.
No, I still think from the front, it's not there yet.
No, and I think and I'm telling you, bro, he's gonna be, because I absolutely think he's gonna win an Olympia, and maybe multiple, but he's gonna be one of he's, as far as aesthetics,
one of the best,
conditioning, symmetry, lines, shape. He ain't got a fucking really full. I mean, if you want to say he don't have the greatest peaks to his biceps, if we're fucking nitpicking,
yeah, his biceps aren't the greatest, but
his arms are fucking huge. You know, like
everything else, he has it, right? He
got it.
He has everything, you know, the judges are looking for. He has everything that makes him a top, you know, competitor in the open, period.
I mean, we talk about, you know, people talk about the back of, you know, a back double bicep of Ronnie Coleman, the back double bicep of, let's say, a Dorian Yates, a back double bicep of a Phil Heath. Let me tell you something. Not yet, but you give that motherfucker a couple of years, and his back double bicep is going to be one of the fucking craziest back double biceps. Or just because, man, he just has meat hanging from his lats, which is crazy. Oh. And I think you and him is going to be a fucking wild battle, because you want to talk about absolute apples and oranges.
That's it.
It is a skeet, shoot, toss up, pick where you're going.
That's what do you like best?
It's you're either going freak show or you're going symmetry, like classy mass.
Yeah.
Or you're going just absolute like Hulk smash, freak show, motherfucking mutant. Like that's mutant. You know. So how many weeks out are we now?
I actually think this weekend is 19.
So we're inside 20.
I believe so, yeah.
Cardio start yet?
Yeah, 20 minutes, 6 days a week. But that was my off-season cardio as well. But, you know, with all the trial, I kind of slacked a little bit. It's whatever.
Yep.
But now it's, you know, it's steady. It's consistent. So
now you were talking about recovery. Has that, and I'm asking because I've noticed a difference. And I know we talked about it the last time, and people, you can think we're plugging it or not plugging it. But how is that? Because you said this is the best you've ever felt. And I have a lot less pain and joint pain and back pain than I've had in a very long time. I've been very consistent with that sauna. Very fucking consistent.
So what I like to do in the mornings is I'll do my 20 minutes cardio. I'll turn it on, heat it up. I'll train abs for a good 15 minutes or so, whatever.
Now, what do you do? You do abs at your house?
Yeah.
What do you just do? Like just crunches or like?
For right now, I mean, if I don't feel like doing them, obviously I'll go to a gym and, you know, after training hit them. But luckily, the equipment, the new tech equipment that torture gym I go to, they're sending some ab machines and stuff to have at the house. So
hey, fucking company. What's the company's name?
New Tech.
Yeah. Fuck's going on? Nick's just because I'm retired.
You're old, bro.
Suck a dick, pal.
Yeah. No, but that's basically what I do, because I have, you know, like an exercise ball and, you know, and shit like that works. Because I don't like doing abs after training. When I'm done training, I'm
ready to rock. Yeah, done.
But because after I'm done doing that, you know, the sauna's kind of heated up already to where I want it to be. And honestly, I'll just sit in that for 15, 20 minutes. Feel good, and then I get out. And I do that almost every day, I feel, at this point.
Yeah, the only day I don't do the sauna is Wednesday, because my morning routine is I wake up, you know, do whatever with the dogs, and then I feed the dogs, and then I let them out, feed them, and then I do the stairs or the treadmill or the bike, and then I go into the sauna. The only day I don't do cardio is today, Wednesday. So I find myself sometimes just
chilling
and into my groove of the morning. And just going, like, sometimes I'll hop in the sauna after I train legs. Today, obviously, I train legs. And then I came home, showered real quick, and then we had the podcast. I couldn't sit in the sauna because I have an appearance. I leave tomorrow for Toledo, Ohio. Jesus Christ, that's in July.
Not yet for that one.
El Paso, Texas. King of Iron Nutrition. They're doing a very big event. There's myself going, Mark Matthews, who who's one of the owners of Uprising Extracts, which I'm actually holding in my hand right here. It's our metragenine / kratom company. And Mark is going, and myself, and obviously the hostile crew will be there. You got Samson, you got Fuad, Ben Chow will be there, and I think Ashley will be there as well. And they have a posing seminar on Friday morning, and then we have a meet and greet 4 to 7, and then I'm doing a training thing on Saturday morning before I leave and I head back. So that's obviously this podcast will be out after that, but it's going to be good to get to Texas and to go do another event, because when we did, actually speaking of events, we did the Nut Bash. This is Nutrition Corner. Doug Miller, he owns a bunch of Nutrition Corners. We went to Virginia, and we had a kick-ass event, Uprising Extracts there. So we're representing in El Paso, Texas this weekend. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody there. And we got to get you, obviously you're dieting. I know how it is. You stay put when you're in prep, and I understand that. I completely don't expect you to go anywhere. But however, speaking of Uprising Extracts, we actually signed a new athlete. We actually signed 2 new athletes, but we only announced one. And I can't tell you yet. Because if I tell you, that means I got to edit the fucking podcast. I'm not editing the podcast, so
that's true.
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to fucking wait, or I'll text it to you.
Tell me later.
I could just text it to you. I think I've already told you who it is. But Logan Franklin joined the team. Uprising. He absolutely loves the stuff. His family members take it as well. And what a nice guy. I mean, I've always known Logan, and I've been a huge fan of him. I think he gets grainy fucking hard. He's got great shape. He's got some of the best posing routines on the stage. I think that's a testament to somebody's character about,
I agree.
Because he puts a lot of time and effort into his posing routines, and that shows, what that means, because the fans like to see that shit.
Yeah.
And I think Logan's just a good, honest fucking dude. He's a vet. He served this country. He's just a good motherfucker. So we're happy to have him. And I saw you posted Uprising. I think you posted it today.
Today, yeah, before cardio.
You still popping? What you doing the 60s?
Yeah.
That your go-to? Yeah, I haven't. I
like the way that tastes more too.
You Tropical Punch.
Yeah.
I know you were you liked the gummies, but you didn't like the fact that obviously the gummies have some sugar in them. So believe it or not, I'm working on a formula to have sugar-free.
Really?
Gummies, yeah. So that's what we're working on.
I actually like to do those ones before bed.
Yeah, so I'm actually out of gummies, which is why I got to do a couple things before bed tonight because I still have to pack and do things. So I figured, we probably got 45 minutes, an hour left of the podcast. So I'll take this now. So by the time I'm done, I can get shit done.
Yeah, it'll be good.
But so what else has been going on, man? How's life over in Vegas? I got to make a trip over there and see.
Dude, it's good, man. I really like it here.
I hate using this word, and the word I want to use to describe what I think about this word, I can't use because I'll get canceled. But I don't know how else and maybe the aura is the word, but I know your age group will get it when I say it. What's like? I can't believe I'm going to say this fucking word.
Yeah.
I hate myself. I just don't know what other word to use. And I know like kids your age, not kids your age, but like people your age, like use this word all the time. And I hear it and I cringe. What's the vibe out there, bro?
I was waiting for you to say it.
I didn't know what else fucking to use. It's like the weirdest word. I hate when people go, yeah, dude, it's just got a good vibe to it. I'm like, what the stop? Like, we're not like, what are you, hippie? Like, good vibe.
No, I just feel, look, I have, obviously, Jersey is always home.
Yeah.
I love Jersey. That's, so when I lived in Florida was nice. Stewart was cool. It was quiet. It was more of a old people type neighborhood. But it had great restaurants. It was just a cool vibe. Stewart was a cool vibe.
Fucking vibe, cool vibe.
You know, but honestly, outside of like the Revive gym, things of that nature, there wasn't like much there like else. You know what I mean? Like that was like the hit spot. When I lived in Tampa, I mean, Tampa was nice. It was, I didn't feel it that much. And I didn't really like the weather, to be honest. The humidity was ridiculous. But out here in Vegas, you know, obviously I like the weather because the humidity is like not zero. And it gets really cold, but no snow. So, and I love the cold. I just don't like snow. So that works for me. But there's just, you know, obviously outside of, you know, the bodybuilding part in terms of all the great gyms that they have here and all that, there's just always something to do. Like me and Maria always find something new. Like
city that never sleeps.
Yeah. Like there's even outside the strip, man. Like we barely go to the strip. I don't even know, like if you go out to eat.
Bro, you go to the strip once, it's enough. Like there's enough
weirdos
like, there.
Like I like to go there because they have like that inside mall or whatever. They have like all the shoe stores.
Yeah,
we'll go there once in a while, whatever. We'll go to Barry's. Obviously, that's on the strip. Or if we want to go to a nice
it's the Barry Steakhouse. That's where Flex likes. Isn't that the place that Flex likes to
go? Yeah. Normally, if we go out to like a nice dinner, we go to the strip. That's where they all are. But like, we don't go to the strip to do anything else. But there's always something to do.
Yeah.
Like there's always, and I kind of like that, you know, and I feel like I'm developing a really good connection with everyone here. I was going to say vibe.
I know.
But I didn't want to go there. But I think honestly, bro, I feel like it's like anywhere else. You have the good, you have the bad, right? You have the shady people, you have the scumbags. You can't escape it, right? It's gonna be everywhere.
That's it.
You just have to find the place where you can tolerate it the most, and
you gotta learn you gotta know how to bob and weave, bro.
Exactly.
I say you gotta know where to place people at your table.
Because I'll hear people, you know, when I used to live in Florida, you know, I'll hear people say, "Oh yeah, you know, I lived in Vegas, everyone's shady, so I came here." You know, and then I'll hear the same thing when I come here. You know,
that's like when people go like, I want to go to Florida because it's more Republican state. I'm like, that you're right, it is, but you're still going to get the same assholes and same Democrats and same fucking
that's what I'm saying.
Like, and you're gonna get the same Democrats that are assholes. You're gonna get the same Republicans that you don't like. You're gonna get the same liberals that you can't like. Right. It doesn't really fucking matter.
That's what I'm saying. And like when I moved to Vegas, I would hear the same thing. People were like, "Oh yeah, we moved here from Florida. You know, too many snakes and blah blah blah." And I'm just like, but it just goes to show, like, you can't.
Well, let me tell you something. If somebody's going to move because they say there's too many snakes or too many people are shady, then I would question the motherfuckers. I would question you. You got to up and fucking
You're the
move.
problem.
Yeah. You got to up and move because there's too many shady people. Then maybe you're casting fucking, maybe your trees casting a little too much shade there, bud.
Yeah. And I just think for me, me being still like young in this industry, making a name, I don't think I found the place where I fit in the best. And I think just so far it's been Vegas.
Right here.
Well, Jersey's always home. Jersey's always Jersey. But I think, you know, between here, obviously, like, you know, I want to, you know, take Maria to Texas and see how she likes it there. You know,
oh, dude, if you tell me, I mean, I'm still looking at places. I got to go to Texas. I'm actually going tomorrow, but I'm going to look again in August. I just want to go. That's where like it feels like home.
Yeah, I mean, do I want to stay here forever? You know, I don't know. But I don't want to move in a year like I did with Tampa. I like to kind of settle for a while.
Nothing, in my opinion, sucks more than moving, because it's like the combination of everything, that moving furniture, packing, unpacking, traveling, moving trucks, cleaning shit, fucking starting over, new routine, new places, new roads, new. I'm like, fuck, dude. And you know what's crazy is that, dude, I'm a single fucking guy. Single meaning like I live in my house by myself, nobody else.
You have your own routine.
Yeah, well, it's not even that, bro. I have 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 3 floors, 3-car garage, 2.5 acres.
Yeah,
and I do the yard work myself. I was outside. I was telling you before we started, I was outside at 11:30 this morning, and I didn't come inside until 5:30, 6 o'clock. Was when I had my first, like, I've been doing yard work all day. So you acquire a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff, and I have like, I can't, like, if I ever, when I got to leave here and pack, I'm going to have to call every friend I know in the area because the abundance of shit.
You have so much shit.
It is insane how much stuff that I have between couches and trophies and beds and bed sets and dressers and luggage and ammo and guns and gun safes and just fucking like tractors and go-karts and fucking it just is crazy.
It goes on and on.
I'm like, the amount of stuff I'll have to either sell or hopefully like sell the house and leave it, like leave the couch, leave this, sell, like get extra money. But yeah, you've lived in more places than I have, and I'm 41.
It wasn't by choice, bro.
But there's you don't see there's a difference in dirt bags, good people. Like there's kind of all the same no matter where you go.
I literally, it's just, you're going to find it everywhere, man. That's why when people say that, I'm like, maybe you're just surrounding yourself with the wrong people.
Yeah, people like to assume that like there's always bad or like that's something, there's drama around. Like, for example, and I'm going to say this because this podcast, we didn't put out the podcast yet that we did with Brett, but by the time this comes out, that podcast will have already been launched. And what happened was exactly what me and you thought was going to happen, right? Was that me and you we did the reel with Brett, and people started throwing bro chat at our in our faces. And listen, but the thing that I have to listen, nobody ever said that we don't love bro chat. Bro chat is fucking by far my favorite podcast I've ever done. It fucking has. I got more memories with those guys.
Yeah, OGs.
And I never said I won't be back on that podcast. However, there's things I have to prioritize in my life and our podcast right now, because of what we have going on as a business is something that's important to me. And it takes precedence now over bro chat. Does that mean I will never be on bro chat? No, I'll go on here and there, but I got other things I have to do. Number one. Number two, if people want to support me or you, then they support our channel as well. Yes. I support Fouad. I follow all his channels. I'm subscribed to every fucking
I still watch it.
So do I. And I think they're just as fucking funny as ever. And I think they don't need me on bro chat. Like he's got his solid guys, which is okay. Number two, I was friends with Justin, with fucking Brett, with before any fucking podcast with anybody existed. So the audacity of people to get mad that I have somebody on as a guest on our podcast that has been on bro chat. Let me tell you something. One thing Fouad, many things Fouad did. Okay. Right. One of them was he extended a lot of people, his arm to a lot of people and brought them on the podcast. He brought many guests on the podcast. What people don't understand, Nick, me and you talked about this, is that it's not the guest on that's different. It's the guest on versus the host. Fouad is a phenomenal host. Fouad and you is going to bring out a different side of you than a Guy and Nick. Guy and Brett is going to bring out a different side than a Fouad and Brett, because we have the different relationships. He's going to ask different questions. Are there going to be similarities? 100%. But I will be the first to say this. Nobody does it as good as Fouad. He's one of the fucking best hosts of bodybuilding podcasts. But for people to point a finger at me and you, because we have friends that have been on that podcast and say things like bro chat rejects, because you know what? The next podcast we put out, it's Justin. And people can say what they want, but you know what? I haven't caught up with Brett in a very long time, and he had a kid and I wanted to. Justin and me hadn't been on a podcast in a very long time, and he signed with HD and we wanted to get him on. I don't need to fucking like have a reason.
People need to understand it's nothing personal.
No, zero.
There's no personalness here at all.
Everybody that follows our channel, I expect to follow Fouad's. I don't expect everybody that follows Fouad's channel to follow ours, but I expect everybody that follows our channel to follow Fouad's, because there's plenty to go around, and I just find it's really distasteful when people try to make drama when there's no drama with me and Fouad or anybody on the podcast. There's no issues. So there's no need to make something of it that's not there. Those guys are brothers. They're awesome. I love each and every one of them. Stop with the drama, dude. We don't fucking need it. Like,
that's the thing. I think people,
they thrive off fucking negativity and drama. And it's insanity.
And they want to assume like they know everything. And it's like, listen, like obviously my drama with Fouad is a lot different than, you don't have drama, so I can't say your drama, but it's a different situation. Do I, but there's nothing personal here.
None.
We decided to do this because we wanted to for a very long time. Obviously me and Hostile split. So I said, let's fucking do it. So there's nothing. What people don't understand is,
well, I hope people can see that
everybody can eat, bro.
And I hope people realize that. I hope people can see the side of you that's different on the podcast, because I think you're very different with me on the podcast. Because I know you a different. I have a more intimate relationship with you than most people do. Like I just know you on a different level.
Well, we're more personal. We've had more, in depth, personal. So it's a much different relationship. So yeah, people will see a different side, and they need to see. Like even when I did, Hani's podcast.
Yeah.
You'll see another side because it's a different person.
Of course.
When I do anyone, like there's always just going to be something different.
Yeah.
Because the person's different.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
People are posting like, oh, don't you think there's a reason that all these guys left and didn't come back? Like, listen, sometimes people have other obligations and they got other things to do. Like there's not always negativity behind everything. So like, everybody's good.
Not everything's malicious, man.
Yeah, there's no drama. Like everybody take a fucking step back, smoke a joint, chill out.
We're all living life here.
Living large and living life.
We're all just having fun, man. And I think that's what people don't understand, and that's, I think, because we put our lives out there so much.
Yeah.
That people think, and I don't want to sound disrespectful to everyone that supports us, but I think a lot of them just feel like entitled.
Yes.
To know. And it's like, no. Like you don't need to know every detail
as to
that
who,
goes on
where.
My personal. I put out, and I'm sure you're the same, what we want you to know.
Yep.
Like that's the reality of it.
My life's not a like I'm not on a reality TV show.
No.
You guys don't have to know the arguments or the disagreements or my emotional feelings of it in a situation, because that's not. It's
none of your business.
Yeah, I allow you guys to see what I allow you guys to see, and whether you like that or not, too bad. But there are parts of my life that I keep super fucking private, and that's just how I just
and that's like the way it should be, man.
Like people, how many times people go, "Oh, what's going on with Starbucks girl?" Like, you know what? I have in the past posted girlfriends that I started dating, and granted, I've been dating her for quite a long time or whatever, and I've posted girls in the past too early, and it's gone downhill it's gone downhill the hill very fast. And I also know in the past when I posted a girlfriend, what that girlfriend's DMs then turn into. Yep. So, and the girl that I'm seeing has kids. Like there are just things that I choose to fucking.
For example, like that's a great example. Like say, whatever, you guys stop talking, whatever case. Why is it you feel like you have to owe everyone that?
Well, that's where I don't, but I don't understand. People,
I think relationships need to remain somewhat private. Like, yes, Maria's on my Instagram. I'm on where that's, but the nitty gritty of it, like we don't blur, what I mean? Because there's certain things that remain private.
Respect.
Now, God forbid something happens between me and her, right? Like you're gonna know. You don't need to ask. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You don't need to fucking know. And I just think I think it's disrespectful. Excuse me, when people that you haven't even met, right? And they're like, "Oh, why did you and so break up?"
Yep.
Like, who the fuck? Like, it's not. I don't know.
I know.
You know,
it's And like for me, dude,
and let me just paraphrase before you say, it's not me being an asshole by any means.
Yeah.
There's just certain things in everyone's life that should and must remain somewhat private.
Agreed.
There's nothing wrong with having some privacy. We put enough out there of our life that if we want some things to stay private, there shouldn't be a problem.
I 100% agree. And I look at it further than this, right? Her kids know me. Her kids have been around me, been in my house. They know what I do. They see the pictures. They know kind of who I am. I'm very strongly opinionated. I'm very strongly opinionated with certain things. And her kids are in high school. I don't need her kids going to high school going like, this is my mom's boyfriend, like showing on my Instagram that's public, listening to things that I say, because listen, I'll be the first to say it. I'm 41 years old. I don't think everything I say is for a lot of people. I don't think I have very strong opinions on a lot of things. However, as ridiculous as some people might think some of the things that I say are, I'm also mature enough to step back and go, I know some of the things I say are very fucking ridiculous and very strongly opinionated. And I know that certain people shouldn't listen to it, especially like immature. And when I say immature, I mean young, immature children that don't understand like how somebody can have an opinion and it could be wrong and they're still not an asshole, right? Yes. Like somebody can say, well, I think you're wrong because I agree of this thing. And that's okay. That doesn't make them a bad person. No. However, people hear what I say and they go, he's an asshole because he said it. And I think it's maybe the tone, maybe my delivery, but I don't want her kids and people in school to have an image of me. So I just rather keep things quiet. And some people think it's fucking weird. And I'm like, well, that's okay. Well, guess what? You're not me. And
I'm not you.
Not putting somebody on social media has been the number one thing that has caused me zero stress. Because every time I start on social media, it's like, it's because, and I'm not saying every girl is like this, so the women and fucking freak out. But Nick, I know you've known girls like this. When you start posting about a woman that you're with and you don't post, or if I make a post on a Monday and then I make a post the following week or 2 weeks later, and then I'm putting stories up, and then maybe I'm like, you know what? Everybody knows about it. Like, I don't need to post her all the time. Well, then it turns into, is everything all right? Well, yeah, babe. Why? What's going on? Well, I don't know. Like, are you sure nothing's wrong? Yeah, everything's fine, honey. Like, did I do something? Well, no, I just noticed you haven't fucking posted about me on Instagram. Well, I'm sorry. The reels of me saying how much I love you don't fucking monetize that much because nobody gives a fuck that it's a fucking Women Crush Wednesday. They don't fucking care about how much I fucking love you. They care about how peeled I am in my back double bicep and how fucking heavy these dumbbells are. So I'm sorry I'm not posting about you every week, but the fact that I'm still with you, tell you I love you, and I'm like spending nights with you and taking you out to eat and doing things and buying things. If all that isn't enough and the post means enough, then I'll take all my money back. I'll take all the dates back. I'll fucking stop taking you out to eat. I'll fucking take all the gifts back. And you know what? I'll throw up one post. I will actually fucking let you schedule it on my Instagram. Get your one post a week, then you leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to hear shit, because I have literally been in situations where that has happened to me. And I've literally said, how is it that I've done all of this other stuff? And I had a girl who I literally went out of my way for, bought all this shit for, fucking, we were together for a while. The day we were leaving for my bodybuilding show, it was her birthday. Okay. Bro,
you didn't make a post. You didn't make her a happy birthday, you fucking asshole.
Meanwhile, the day we were leaving, okay, the day before, I went out, I fucking wrapped her gifts. I got 24 roses, put them on the kitchen table. I got a huge box of the Godiva chocolates on top of the gifts I got her, put it on my table for when she got to my house. It was a surprise. That wasn't fucking good enough because I didn't post it on social media. And I'm like, how the fuck? Like, why isn't it the things that I do behind closed doors, right? Like we say it all the time in bodybuilding, Nick, right? Like, you should be training as hard when the cameras are off as when they're on, right? Like, it doesn't matter what you do when the camera's rolling. It matters what you do when the camera's off. Well, how come in a relationship, what I do when the camera's off matters less than I do when the camera's actually on? Like,
I've been there, bro.
And I can honestly say this, and I'm going to let you talk as much. I'm going to let you rant. As a man, as a professional bodybuilder who has a following, who has fans, and who is 41 years old, I can honestly say this. I don't give a fuck if the girl that I'm with posts that we're together, because it doesn't fucking bother me at all. It really doesn't. And I know some girls like, well, then you're just, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not. I talk about her. I've talked about her on the podcast.
Isn't it sad how much social media runs everyone's even our lives? I say it all the time. I can't wait to the day where I can like just get rid of it sometimes. Like,
I've gotten in fights with my family. I'll make a post or dude, or a rant video, or like say some like snide remark on like I'll just put like the one day I was like, I keep my circle, but you know, my dad's like, you're right. Like, Pops, yeah, what's going on? I just saw your video. I just, you know, you look a little fucking like, I just want to make sure you're good. I'm like, don't ever do that to me again. What do you mean? Wait, which was it? Don't ever fucking look at a social media post and assume something's wrong with me, because if something was wrong, you would know, and I would say it in the. I don't hide shit. I'd say it in the fucking post. I wouldn't fucking do this hide behind my words, fucking loop like reading between the lines type of shit.
Yeah.
So if you're my friend and something's wrong, if you think I'm going to fucking put out a weird like subliminal message on an Instagram post because I'm not because I don't want to tell somebody something, like, you're crazy. I don't do that. So don't ever fucking call me.
Bro. Look, social media, it's like a good and bad thing. Like, I love it in the sense where like I can express myself. People can see what I'm doing. I can see what people are doing. I think it's cool in that nature, right? If you fuck up one time, the whole world knows.
Well, and this is the crazy.
You know what I mean?
And this is, I've said this to more than one girlfriend. I'm like, listen, I'll literally give you my phone and watch you go through my DMs, but I'm going to tell you this. You're not going to like what you see. And meaning this, there's a lot of things that people have sent me that I've seen. And there's probably a lot of things that girls have sent me that I haven't seen that you're going to see and not going to like, but I've never responded to. Because at the end of the day, I can't control what comes through. I can control how I respond to things 100%. But I've literally gotten mad, or girls have gotten mad at me because they've seen, I have literally showed a girl, the girls I with DMs that I've gotten from other girls. And you know what and it's literally just, you can see that I never respond. And you know what I get? Why the fuck is she sending them to you? Fuck do I know? Well, if you didn't respond, why are you getting another one? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like, I'm showing you. Does that not account for anything? So it's just like, you know, I think it's the problem is, and I understand it on both aspects, right? I think, Nick, like, the problem is that everybody's so easily replaceable. Meaning, like, before a breakup happens, one of the two people are already moved on with somebody else through fucking, you know what I'm saying?
It's fast too. And like in this day and age, a lot of people would be like, oh, you were probably cheating that whole time.
Exactly.
But in the reality, because of the way social media is, you could have been talking to that person for like a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys just decided to meet up one day, hang out, whatever. That's the power of social media, man. Like,
have you yet, since social media, it's hard because you have a girlfriend, but it doesn't matter because it's a
go ahead.
Have you ever met a girl through Instagram and then saw her in person and went, well, you definitely don't look like you did on your fucking IG?
Yeah.
Because it's happened to me at least fucking
bro.
handful of times. And I actually one time, I
was
felt
like, what the fuck is this?
I actually felt bad once because I actually told a girl that she did not look like she did on Instagram. And this is where me being too honest, it's just ridiculous. The whirlwind of shit I got from her when I said that.
Yeah.
And I said this, and I go, you're not ugly. I go, by no means are you ugly. I go, but your Instagram posts versus what showed up in my driveway is not the same thing. And my problem is this. It's not that you're ugly. It's the fact that you took that much time to not look the same as you do in person. And for me, and then, you know, she goes, I can't believe you said that. I picked the perfect picture and I have the ring light and all this stuff. And it takes me a while to go through these pictures. And I can't believe you think that's not me. And I don't filter shit. And I'm like, okay, you do. So
you filter, you got a ring light.
I'm like,
you got the whole shebang going,
you know, and then it turned into that. Well, I'm an asshole because I'm only concerned with looks. And I'm like, actually, no, that's actually the farthest thing from the truth. However, what I am concerned with is the truth. And if you lie about how you fucking look on social media, you could still be attractive without the filters, but it doesn't negate the fact, right? That so you lied already about how you actually look because you filtered yourself.
So let me ask you, if she looked the way in person on the Instagram, would you still have met up with her?
Probably.
And I think that's where a lot of girls are just very insecure. They don't think they're good enough. So they have to enhance themselves, not really thinking we're going to see you in person at some point here.
I think one of the most attractive things in equality in a girl is when a girl can dress in hoodie and a sweatpants.
It'd be pretty.
And still look fucking sexy.
Yeah,
like
Maria.
Like Maria dresses down and she looks great. Melissa Bumstead or Melissa Valier, she dresses down, looks phenomenal. Laura Lee, she'll dress in like some you can like girls that dress down like that and like don't like always have a ton of make look really good, you know. And I think I'm
a bigger fan of the natural beauty versus
me too. Dude, like when I hug a girl, I don't want a face plant of makeup on my shoulder. I don't want to be face printed, not because you get fingerprinted.
Did I ever tell you the story where I had that on my pillow?
Oh, dude, I've seen, bro, when they wake up and fucking, I'm like, you forgot your face.
Years ago, like way before, like years, I had a girl stay. This is when I still lived at home. I had a girl spend the night. And it probably shouldn't have happened. I was like 7 weeks out from a show.
Look at your face.
I know.
You're like, probably shouldn't have happened.
I fucked up already. Because I was 7 weeks out from a show at that time, and I was just cranky. I didn't want to be touched. And she's like, oh my God, like that's kind of undo on that. And I'm like,
she's like, oh my God, Nick Walker. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, can you not talk to me right now? You know? So then, you know, we go to bed, whatever, and we wake up. And she gets up before me because she had to go to the bathroom. And I roll over, bro. And it's literally.
Oh, no, snail trail.
Like the whole face was on my pillow. I have never been so
grossed out.
Yeah, I sent her home.
No, you didn't.
I sent her home.
What was the reasoning? You're tired? Or did you say, you got to go because you just ruined my fucking...
I was like you, and I was very brutally honest.
What did you say? That just made my dick soft?
Yeah, I didn't go that brutally. I just said, look, I said, you obviously wear too much makeup. I said, you did not take it off before bed for God knows whatever reason. And now it's all over my pillow. I said, look, I can't do that. I'm sorry. And then I said, it's probably best you go. Well, because that day, this was actually when my brother was moving to Florida for the first time.
Do I know who this is?
No, no. And she was, they were having a going away party.
Oh no,
and I was gonna bring her, but then I'm like, I don't want you around my people.
I don't want you hugging somebody, leaving your face on their shoulder.
Yeah, so I'm just like, you gotta go home. So she goes home. And I'll never forget it. My mom, I get to the party.
I love your mother.
She's like, where's your friend? I said, I sent her home. She goes, why? I said, her face was all over my pillow. And she goes, that's not nice.
But it's true.
I'm like, I really didn't want you to meet her, you know?
It's, ladies, every guy appreciates a girl that can get done up. But
for sure. That's not what we're saying. Don't do it.
There's three things that I don't want to see. I mean, maybe there's a few, but there's the same.
I don't want to see your face caked up here.
Well, so hear me. The same things on guys. I'm very self-conscious about having fucking snot or boogers in my nose. I think having any shit in my ears, like I see guys that like you'll be next to them to turn
and breath. Dude, good breath.
Well, bad breath or shit in your teeth. And for girls, okay, like I get some girls have issues, some girls have. If you like are a girl and you have more peach fuzz, or like, I don't need to see the fucking hair on your face. So and my point is this, and a girl that I know made this point to me, and I'm like, that's a very good point. She goes, if you can fucking see it in the mirror, like meaning like if you can see that fucking you got shit in your nose, or if you can see they got shit in your teeth, or if you can see you got fucking hair, like if you could see it, take care of it.
Yeah.
Right. Very simple.
Makes sense.
Other than that, like if well, dude, not everybody has perfect skin. Like you can have a zit, you can have
like, I'm not.
I don't find it attractive when I kiss a girl and it feels like she's got fucking those trolley gummy worms in her lips because her lips are loaded with that fucking injection shit. Like I don't mind a girl that has some lines here. So when she has a facial expression, it actually shows her face actually moves. It doesn't just like,
it's not like,
listen, you want to get some fake titties? Have at it. I don't need a fake ass. I don't need ass injections. I don't need butt lifts. I don't need Juvederm. I don't need fucking lip fillers. I don't need Botox. Like I need you to be you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
The only thing fake on you is your titties. That's about it.
Yeah, like I don't need anything else. Like if you get your lips done because it makes you feel better, fine. But like, dude,
but if there's a limit. I'm okay with the lips, but there's a limit here.
Bro, I've kissed some girl, and I'm like, I can actually. It actually feels like you actually have like an implant in there.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, I shouldn't feel like a trolley worm in your upper lip.
That's too much.
You know. Too much. Like I'll take a lip injection over having a little fucking if you're a girl, but I'll take you fix it, you know.
You do.
Because like when I'm with the girl, like I'll ask them, I'll be like, do you like the beard? Because if you don't like the beard, I'll take it off. Like the beard's an image thing for me. Like obviously this like.
Well, yeah, I mean, Maria didn't like when my hair was super, super long. She thought I looked like a douchebag.
Yeah, but like, I'm a firm believer that like the person you're with, yes, they should love you for you. But like things that can come and go, like a hairstyle or a beard, like if they don't want it or they don't like it, I'll take it off. Like it's okay. Like I'll grow it back during the winter or whatever. But like, I don't know. I don't know how we got on that.
I agree with that.
Like, cause there's a give and take. Like if, this might bother a girl when I kiss them or, when I'm fucking, doing the old swan dive between the thighs, this might fucking tickle them. They might not all motorboat and no labias. But like, I'm very giving and willing, but it's just like, there's things I expect. And as far as a woman goes, like, I think, like you said, natural beauty goes a long way. And I think a lot of girls are afraid to show that because, and I'm going to say, and me and Joe, Joe very well, my one of my closest friends.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Joey Ferranti. We say it all the time too. A lot of these girls, if you look at them, and I'm going to get shit for this.
Hell yeah.
A lot of these girls, I'll look at the guy they're with, and people are going to be like, well, what's so fucking special about you? Nothing. But however, do you ever look at some of these girls and I'm like, wow, like she's fucking really attractive. And I'm like, how the fuck did that guy
big dick
get that girl? No, it's not. You know what it is? It's
money.
It's the confidence level of the girl. Because these girls, I don't think ever
they lack it.
They really do. And I don't think these
girls
girls
look at somebody like me or you, for example, and probably think they'll end up cheating on us or something.
No, I actually don't think that's it. You want to know what I think it is?
You don't think that?
No,
I think that's part of it.
I think a huge reason. And guys, you know what? This is a great topic. Comment below because I would like to know your thoughts. Do you think it's that they look at people like me and Nick and maybe think like, oh, they're listen, some people think that they'll even say, well, you're a celebrity. I don't consider myself a celebrity. I consider myself.
Listen,
Nick, you got millions of followers. Like you're definitely in that status. For me, I'm a guy that just likes to work out. That's what I tell everybody.
The closest person, like in the industry, that I consider a celebrity just about is Chris. Yeah,
yeah.
I think he's borderline, like right there, if not already.
Sorry, we already established that I'm an ice chewers.
I love ice chewing ice.
And this is like the ice that's been sitting there for the perfect amount of time. So when you bite into it, it's got like that little slushy consistency. So it's like bang on. It's like the good ice. Ice, baby. We gotta have the fucking our editor fucking do some funky shit with these. Oh
my god! I gotta say one thing though, and I'm sure you'll agree. You know what I hate? Say you meet your significant other, right? And
wait, but just remind me because my memory sucks. Remind me to touch on the topic of what we were saying because you said how the girls were going to think that we were going to cheat. I was going to say something different, so just remind me.
Okay, I'll remind you. So I hate when you get this new girl, right? Beautiful as can be. She's the one, whatever. And a couple months in, she starts to get comfortable. And she lets herself go.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know what? I don't maintain your shit. Like, listen, and this is going to sound very shallow of me, and it's okay. And I know looks aren't everything, but looks are the beginning here. Like, especially in this day and age, right? Because we're 9 times out of 10. I mean, you don't, obviously. But 9 times out of 10, where do we now find our women? Social media. So what are we looking at? Looks. It's the looks. And then we go, so if down the road, you're letting yourself go, it's like, hey, I love you, but
I have a rule.
You want to
know what my rule is? Unless you're pregnant or ill, there's no meaning if you have an illness and maybe you have to be loaded up with prednisone and you blow up on weight, or you're pregnant and
obviously, yes,
and you're pregnant and you got to be bedridden because you have complications and you gain weight. Those are all things that are okay. But if you're a normal, healthy individual, and I'll even go a step further. I was I was dating a girl that was a bikini competitor, one of the best bikini competitors in the world at the time. And she made a comment one time that she wanted to get her nose and her chin done. And I go, if you do that, I'm probably going to break up with you. And she goes, that's so fucking selfish and low of you. And I go, no, it's not. And she goes, yeah, if that makes me feel more confident about myself, then why wouldn't you support it? And I go, because if you're with me at that time, I fell in love with you and I love you. And I wake up and I look at you and I don't think you need a new chin and a new nose, because then I'm going to look at you and go, that's not the woman that I fell in love with. Because when I first met you, I was like, I fell in love with first your looks, and then it was your personality, and then other things. As the relationship grew, I fell in love with you as an entirety. However, I don't want to not love the single first thing that I loved about you, which was your looks, because that's the first thing we notice. And you said it yourself, whether people can say that's egotistical or that's self-centered or that's sexist, it's just a fact, right? And if I'm going to listen, I'm retired. Like, I'm a retired bodybuilder, and I could have retired like everybody else and said, you know what, fucking, I'm going to fuck off and fuck all and do whatever.
You still do it.
But I'm like, you know what? I want to maintain a certain look for myself, because I expect the woman that I'm with to also maintain a certain level of fitness. And another step, my sister has 3 kids. Okay. 2 of them, two of them. Oh, they were all here today in between me doing my yard work. My dad stopped by because my sister and her husband met the kids here. Because my dad was fishing with the boys, and they wanted to meet here because I'm halfway. And she's got Francesca, she's got Nico, and she's got Joseph. I think it's 11, 8, and 5. I think their age. My sister gained 10, 15 pounds when she had her kids. Like, and you want to know why? She did cardio every day. She didn't use being pregnant as a quote unquote reason to eat like shit. I know girls that have gained 60, 70, 80, but now listen, some girls gain that weight because complications are bedridden, but the girls that gain that weight because they're eating chocolate cake and fucking ice cream and pickles, like, I'm sorry, like, I don't, and then they give birth and then they can't lose the weight. And it's just like, you use being pregnant as a reason to act like it's a fucking bachelorette party for fucking 9 months. Like, I'm not empathizing with women and saying that being pregnant is easy by no means, because if you can't be, it's got to be one of the fucking hardest things to do, because you can't smoke weed, you can't smoke cigarettes. If you smoke cigarettes, you can't chew tobacco, you can't fucking drink, you can't drink wine, you can't drink beer, you can't have any alcohol, you can't really have caffeine. Like, there are just lists of things and that's why women are the toughest SOBs on the planet. They're way tougher than fucking men. I'll be the first one to say it. I agree. They can bear children. Any woman is in my eyes is among above men. And when it comes to toughness, they are some of the toughest creatures out there. So, but let's touch on the other topic, because we didn't. Shout out to dads. Happy Father's Day just passed. Happy Father's Day to your pops.
Happy Father's Day to your pops.
Thank you. What did you see your dad for Father's Day?
No. I mean, I called him on the phone and talked to him, but
I got to say something, man. You know, your parents, you know, obviously you don't know my parents as much as I know your parents, because I've been around your parents much more. Your mom's always on my live feeds every morning. It's very nice to see parents that care so much about what their son does and the people that their son surrounds himself with, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, your parents actually care so much. And almost, it's probably to the point where, like, sometimes it's overbearing for you.
A little bit.
But like, even your dad, like, your parents just like love bodybuilding. They fucking love your friends. They love the podcast. They love the people you surround yourself with. Like, they're just awesome.
Speaking of the podcast, my mom, obviously, I don't know if she watched it or watched whatever, the one that just came out with Brett.
Okay.
She texts me. She goes, "Stop chewing your fucking nails on the podcast. It's not cute."
Really?
Yeah.
Mama walks. What's the problem? Does she ever get mad about anything that I do?
No.
She would probably tell me anyway. She'd text me like, "No."
Oh, she would DM you or whatever.
Yeah, your parents are awesome. I just shout out to your parents. Your parents are really fucking genuine people, and it's what's even more scarier is that your dad with his head shaved, it looks literally like me and my dad. It's like we could be fucking like family.
I know. You were known as my dad for a long time.
Fucking hilarious to me, dude.
Really? Is that Nick's dad? Every time I'd post a picture of me and my dad, will it be like something sentimental? Oh, is that guy? I'm like, okay, guys. But yeah, that was funny for the time being.
Yeah, I went to my cousin's house for my mom's down the shore, so me and my dad went to my cousins and we had dinner. And funny because one of the presents that I got my father, Flex Lewis's brother, is a phenomenal artist. So what I did was I paid Flex's brother because I told him, I said, I will not pay you. I mean, I said, I will not accept anything if I don't pay you. I said, I know how I took art lessons for 8 years. I can draw. I can paint. It is not easy. It's very time consuming. And I said, if you're going to do it, I must pay you. Like, I'm not going to take it. And I said, I won't even give you my address unless I can Venmo you money. So I paid for it. And he did a picture of me, my dad, and he superimposed the picture together. And he put my grandfather, my dad's father, in the picture. The same kind of picture that, remember the one I showed you that we was on Bro Chat? That was funny. That was like so fucking bad. So I got that redone for my dad. And, I got him some other things. I got, but he, man, I step back, man, and you're 28, so you're much younger than me, but I step back and I see all these fucking people in my life that are missing a parent. And I'm like, man, I'm 41 years old. Like, I got both of them. Like, I can't fucking fathom the day where I got to go through something like losing a fucking parent.
I don't even want to think about it, man.
And it's like, I see my friends that have gone through it, and I'm just like, fuck, like, I don't know how, like, I don't even like bringing it up. Like,
no. And what makes it, even more intense, it's like, I have parents that are so deeply involved. Like my own mother has made a name for herself in the fucking industry, bro. Like,
I know.
Everyone calls her Mama Walker for fuck.
I know.
She does interviews for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Like, she's created that for herself. So if something was to ever happen, it's just like, fuck, man. You know?
Dude. It's hard. And the reason why I bring it up is because on my post, I'm very sentimental, and I made a post and put song behind it, and people are like, really enjoy the times with your dad. And I'm like, it's kind of like, you don't, it's weird, right? When you're younger, when you're young, when you're like when you're in high school and you're growing up, the last thing you think about is anything ever happening to you or your family or death. But then you turn that corner in life, and then sometimes it's one of the only things that we think about is how much time we have left and how little we have left. And like, I tell people all the time, like, I'm on the back nine. Like, my front nine's already done. Like, if I live to 80, that means I got 50% of my life left. If I live to 80, right? And it's a scary thing. And but I also said, and we won't sit on the morbid topic, but that's why I tell everybody, have some sort of faith. You don't have to walk around with a cross around your neck and be Catholic and believe what I believe, but believe in something. Because if you believe in something and believe there's something more than just here, it will add a different perspective into your life. And like, for me, believing that there's a heaven and there's, life, after this, it leads me to believe that the people that are no longer here, like the Lukes and the Sean Rodins and the Dallas McCarvers and the John Meadows and the Luke Sandows, it leads me to believe that I will, Cedric McMillan's, like, I will see those guys, my grandparents again one day. And that's when my anxiety gets bad and shit like about death comes, I remind myself that the reason why I wear the cross around my neck and the reason why I have faith and the reason why I have belief is because I need to believe that there's more than this. So it doesn't have to be my belief, or it doesn't have to be my faith, but I just tell people, if you find another reason for living, and it sometimes it makes life a little more understandable, because you find something to hold on to, I guess, or sink into.
I agree 100%.
And I don't know. Did you grow up? I mean, we don't have to get like super deep, but are you religious? Did you grow up Catholic?
I grew up Catholic.
I was church, CCD, or any of that stuff? Or
I did all that. Made all my confirmation, my reconciliation, Holy Communion. I did all of it.
What about now?
Honestly, no. I mean, I believe, but like, I don't go to church that much, to be honest. I don't really.
Do you say prayers before you eat, or dinner, or prayers before bed, or like anything like that?
Honestly, no, not only on like, major holidays, around the family, we do things like that, but not so much like by myself. No.
Yeah. I go to church every Sunday, by myself.
Do you really?
Yeah. Well, so when COVID happened, obviously everything shut down, and then they started allowing people to come with masks. And then what ended up happening was my church dude, I'm a single, like I go to church by myself on a Sunday mass at 10:30. Like there's a lot of old people there.
Yeah.
And the problem is that a lot of these old people still wear their masks. And I travel a lot and I'm in a lot of different places. So it started to be, and I know this sounds horrible, but I almost started to feel like, because people can say what they want. Oh, COVID's, listen, at the end of the day, I didn't get a fucking vaccine, but I also know it was real because I know people, I got sick and I know it was, and I didn't want to fucking give it to anybody else. And I had it twice.
Did you have it twice?
I had it twice.
Yeah.
So I stopped going to church because I actually was like, I'm traveling and then coming home for a week, or traveling, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, coming home Saturday night. Like I felt like I was doing wrong going to church because I potentially could be getting somebody sick, especially I didn't have a vaccine. So I stopped going for a while. And then I started going. And then what happens is I go on a fishing trip and I'm gone on the weekend. And then I'm in Texas until Sunday. And and then I start traveling on the weekends and then I can't, but yes, once my traveling's done, I go to church on Sundays because go ahead.
That was like when COVID hit, that was around the time frame. My grandfather passed away.
Really?
And for the time being, when he had to go into the hospital because of his dementia, my mother wasn't allowed to go see him really, so it was like and then she got sick herself, didn't have COVID. She did have COVID. So she couldn't even go to see him because now she is fucked. So it was like the final few weeks before, he passed. She really didn't see him.
It's horrible.
Because I remember it was like, it was around like Thanksgiving she got it that year. And then I went home for Christmas and he passed. I think it was three days before Christmas.
Wow.
And but it was a fucked up year because he passed 3 days before Christmas, but his birthday is Christmas Day. So it's, and then, now that basically, my grandmother, which is her mom, is kind of going through it again.
No.
Going through it. Now my mom has to go through that again.
Why?
Well, because her mom's now
has dementia.
Getting dementia. Yeah, she was just put on hospice now.
Oh my gosh, God bless your mom.
So she's dealing with the same situation twice, and it's hard. And I'm gonna have to go home and visit. But yeah, during the COVID period, she was, it was bad.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It's rough. It's crazy, man. It's at any given moment, it's crazy to think about because you always think like not me, like this is like me, like that's like that stuff's not gonna happen. And then
anything can happen nowadays, man.
Crazy.
That's why I always preach, no matter what situation you're in, whether you whatever it is, good, bad, whatever, you got to put your happiness first. Even
we're not here forever, bro.
No, even if it involves someone getting their feelings hurt, whatever it is, you have one life, and you have seen how short things can really get sometimes. And if you're just living a life where you're not happy, so to speak, living a lie, you could call it, why do it to yourself?
I tell people, how many people do you know or do we know that are in relationships, right? That are like, man, I don't know. I'm so over this, but like, I don't know how to do it. And it's like, they have the anxiety of breaking up with somebody because of the fear that person is going to be upset. But the issue, you know what it is? Yeah, that person's going to be upset, and you might be upset too. But the justice you're doing yourself by liberating yourself from a situation, even though that person might have temporary sadness, and as you will too, because anybody that separates from somebody that they care about,
there should be sadness.
There should be sadness. Like, and the problem is that you're doing everybody a due diligence by breaking up if you're questioning it, because you're what you're doing, okay, in turn is then wasting time with that person, knowing that it's not going to go anywhere. And that is more valuable than anything else in this world, because that's the one thing you can't get back is your fucking time.
Exactly.
So if you're not fucking happy And in any aspect of life, especially in a relationship, wake up tomorrow and fucking make a decision to either figure it out or make a decision to walk away and start something new, because you're wasting your fucking time and you're wasting that person's time. And it's like a double whammy of fucking bad, negative shit. And you just like, I've done it. And that's why I'm telling you guys, I've done it. And you know how many times I prolonged breaking up with somebody because I was so fucking scared that to be alone or to hurt their fucking feelings. And then, you know what sometimes would happen? I got broken up with and they didn't even fucking blink an eye. Like it didn't even fucking matter.
Right? We're fucking
matter. Yeah.
That people would hurt us in seconds.
Yeah, dude. I had a girl that I dated I talked about that had a kid. And, you know, I don't know. I told you that. Did I tell you that story?
Yeah. Yeah.
With the guy that got killed in the car accident, and the daughter called me dad. And bro, we got into one argument over a text message, and she never talked to me again.
That's so fucked, bro.
And bro, I went into such a deep, dark depression. And I'm like, and then finally, and now I bounced out of it, like obviously years later. And I look back and I'm like, you fucking idiot. Like, how dare you get upset for that long over somebody that fucking walked away from you, that wasn't even at your level, that wasn't even that fucking good looking, and you allowed yourself to go to that fucking place for what fucking reason? There's no reason.
Blink of an eye, bro.
And that girl wouldn't have fucking cared if I would have got hit by a fucking car the next day after she broke up. That bitch wouldn't have been at my fucking funeral, and I can guarantee it.
Not even close, bro.
So it's like, you know what? It's like you have to put things in perspective. And I think a lot of times it's very hard to do in the moment, but when you do it, you feel very liberated, you know? I agree. You know, what's crazy? And I will say this is that other podcasts I've been on, there's always more people, or we're sharing the screen, or we're answering questions, or, and I love that, but it's so funny with me and you, because although this podcast isn't super new, right? It's fairly new. And we still find a way to have the podcast, and we don't really break from, like, we haven't really done a lot of questions. We haven't done like that. And
I think we did questions on like one episode.
Yeah. One thing I do want to ask you before we go, because we've been on for almost 2 hours. Been on for like an hour and 45 minutes.
Really? They don't even feel that long.
We started at like 8:50 and it's 10:35.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying it because I got to pack. I still got shit to do. I got to fly.
I got shit to do, bro.
Yeah. But what is your take? And if Maria's there, bring her in, because I'd love to get her opinion on it too. The submarine.
The submarine.
Nick.
What?
You're kidding me.
Well, just refresh my memory here.
The submarine that went under the ocean to go see the Titanic, that people
paid. Oh yeah, and it has like 40 hours of air left.
It would be, these people paid 250. Well, this is what I'm confused about. And I'll look it up and share my screen if you want me to, but apparently these people, now listen, Titanic, great movie, absolute history behind it. I understand they got hit by an iceberg and it sunk.
Yeah.
Now, these people paid $250,000 to go into this like submarine capsule that only had, I think it was like 96 hours of air time.
Yeah.
Or of air. And they, after 100 minutes or 100 whatever, they lost signal, and they're at this point out of air. Like there's zero air left, and they don't know where they are. And apparently the more that things come up, people are saying that these people went against whatever organization said this is not safe to do, and we don't recommend doing it. They didn't listen to them, and they did it anyway. But people are saying it's a conspiracy theory, but I don't understand what the conspiracy theory would be. Like they paid $250,000 and they are possibly dead under the ocean fucking floor, and we don't know where they are. And people are going, it's a conspiracy theory. And I'm like, what's the theory? Is the theory that the submarine just doesn't exist and it's all bullshit? Like, I don't understand. Like, do you know anything about it?
I read up on it now that you are.
So what is there anything that I said that maybe you don't like, that I didn't touch on, that maybe that
no,
what
I
is
just I don't understand the conspiracy theory other than it doesn't exist.
What was it called? What was it? It was a submarine update.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Let's give the viewer. Okay, here I gotta move. Yeah, here we go. Missing Titanic submarine live update. Search effort is up to 2.5 miles deep.
Oh my God! Can you imagine being 2.5 miles deep in the?
What is this? Why does this do this?
You're just gonna die down there.
What the hell's happening? Okay, get out of here.
I don't know. Hit the X button, maybe.
I didn't see it. Ocean Gate. Wow. Okay. Rescue efforts were expanding and underwater noises were detected in the mother bitch. I'm on my old laptop. Okay. For the missing. Okay. Rescue efforts were expanding. Underwater noises were detected in the search for the missing submissile. A submersible carrying 5 passengers to the I fucking murder that to the Titanic wreckage site. The Coast Guard official said Wednesday. An expert submariner from British Royal Navy, a team of French specialists on remotely operated vehicles, and more ships and underwater vessels were joining the search. Okay, the search was growing exponentially. Okay, there is enormous complexity associated with the case due to the location. Okay. The 22-foot sub lost contact with the support ship Sunday about an hour and 45 minutes. So just about almost, 100 minutes into its dive. That's what I said. On board are a British adventurer, 2 members of a prominent Pakistani business family, a Titanic expert and CEO of Ocean Gate. And that's Ocean Gate is the name of the sub missile. I keep saying sub missile. I don't know why. But whatever. Vessels on I keep looking at this saying submissile instead of submersible or submersible. And 5 more were expected to join the effort. Frederick, okay. Now the equipment is on site. Okay. Said Wednesday afternoon that a specialist deep water salvage system capable of hosting up to 60,000 pounds had reached St. John's. Okay. It could be okay. Okay. Yeah, they have no oxygen left.
Fuck.
It's crazy. It's called the Titan.
And people are trying to say this is a conspiracy theory.
See, look, documents in a federal court, Virginia, that oversees matters involving the Titanic sinking also show that the Titan had problems from its very first voyage in the summer of 2021, including issues with its electrical system and battery. So like that's what I was saying. They knew there was issues with this before they even took it out, and they went against everything that was said. So
I wouldn't have gone on that shit.
Yeah, so
I'd have been like, never mind.
So it says, okay, so he said if they don't find them soon, they're going to die from locks of oxygen or lack of oxygen, or they're going to fucking die. They're going to freeze to death from hypothermia because they're so deep in the water. Because obviously, the deeper you go, the colder the water gets.
The colder it gets, yeah.
So, that's crazy, dude. Could you fucking imagine? Seriously, could you imagine? Okay, being in a fucking capsule with limited air. You're under like, and you can picture you got like if you're. I'm guessing at this point there's probably no lights left. Imagine being in like a capsule, fucking God knows how many miles deep in the ocean, pitch black in water, just floating the fuck around. Like, I'd rather be in a fucking space shuttle lost in fucking space than under the fucking water.
Guy, I need a lot of air, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it to be funny, dude, but it's like there are some things I just wouldn't do. And you know what, bro? Going in a fucking
that's one of them.
Submersible fucking submarine that had issues in the past. Like,
going on that thing.
My luck isn't that good that I'd be fucking playing Russian roulette. Like, no chance, bro. I'll keep my fucking.
My luck sucks, bro. Like, I am new.
Not happening for me.
No chance in hell.
You know where there's not running out of oxygen? It's right here.
Ready?
I got days of oxygen.
I got plenty of it.
Yeah, and I don't mean to sound like dick. I can't believe that. Like,
imagine, first of all, you're paying $250K to go see a Titanic. First of all, I wouldn't do that.
I'm a history buff. I find it to be cool.
You would pay $250K to see that, though?
Maybe $250. I'm not paying $250.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not paying $250K though.
Yeah, but I think there's but also.
But listen, on top.
Hold on. Nobody's been down there since the Titanic. So this is like the first people that. So,
but think about it. You're giving $250,000, and then you know that the submarine is fucked up.
Yeah.
So what? Nah, I would be like, you know what? I'll wait.
Yeah. You know what? I'll watch the movie and send me some pictures. Call it a day.
Yeah, right.
I mean, listen, God bless those people. I hope fucking by the grace of God, they found them. They're safe, like, or by some luck, they still got oxygen left and they still got time. But
I do too.
It's not looking good. But I mean, there's a father with a 19-year-old son on the ship. Like, I mean,
no.
And suffocating to death, bro, is not fun. So, it's like,
that's actually one of my biggest fears.
Yeah, it's like you choke to death. It's horrible. Like your body just runs out of fucking any air to breathe. It's just, so just God, I hope that they find them and this gets turned around sooner than later. Cause it's everybody's talking about it and they're, people are making, comments about like, how dumb can you be? And why would you ever do that? And yeah, we're like, we said that and, we're like, yo, well, there's more oxygen here. And we're making like little comments about it. But at the end of the day, like these people are fucking, this is not a good situation they're in. So, if you believe in a higher up, fucking say a prayer and
pray for it.
Pray for them because they're going to need every fucking prayer they could get. So, and on that note, pray for me because tomorrow I am off, not up, but up and then down to Toledo. I said it again, Toledo, Ohio, to El Paso, Texas, the King of Lion. Event with myself, Fuad, Samson, Ben, and Ash. I cannot wait to get there and see all the people, all the fans, and shake some babies and kiss some hands. So appreciate everybody. And we got a lot of stuff coming from myself and the mutant himself, Nick Walker. Until next time, man, we got a lot of stuff coming, bro. We've been cranking out these episodes left and right. I'm loving it. We got a new episode dropping. We got this episode coming. We got another guest in the pipeline for you guys. So like, comment, subscribe below. Let us know what you think. Myself and future Mr. O, Nick Walker in the house. We are out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time, 2 thumbs up. We're out. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.